welcome to another Thursday night edition of Bell the Bell. I
Woo!
am your host, Randy, aka Randizzo, and to my left is my co-host, my partner in crime, the PIC, the red-headed devil himself. Well, he don't have red hair. The silver fox, old man Nando Fernando, aka Retro Relapse. What is going on, Fernando?
What a intro! What an intro! I thought you almost forgot what we were doing today. You sound like you were half awake. Welcome everyone to the show. We are here, live and in person, bell to bell, baby. Bring the energy because guess what? We're here to bore the shit out of you for an hour. Let's go. Because what are we doing? We're talking about the same thing we love to talk about every damn time we're on your damn screen, whether it be a mobile device, your iPad, your Android device, your computer, your TV. We don't care where you are, but we're telling you we want to talk some wrestling. What's good?
Talk about some wrestling. And there's a
Good.
lot of
What's
good
good?
wrestling going on.
And not just the wrestling, but you know what? Ooh, pop the top because it's almost that time. It's that time for wrestling talk. But you know what? There's also a bunch of crazy things that are going behind the scenes too that are being leaked out to the front to the people. It's like, man,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
you want to kick it off with this TKO business?
I mean, being just the fact that you know what you would think it's just wrestling, but there's so much drama that's going on too. You know, it's like
hmm
I'm losing my mind. What's up?
Did you see that shit about TKO and $3 billion in debt? You would think that Netflix deal would have paid all that off.
You would think. I was hoping so.
Yeah, they said that's why they're doing. That's why they're so adamant about pushing so many PLEs per month, having to like thin out the roster with. I mean, at the same time, it's a good business decision if you're thinking business wise, but there's only so much TV time. But
Yeah,
that's a lot of fucking money. $3 billion. What
that
the
is a lot
fuck?
of money. I think that's why they're really pushing those ads on the ring, huh? The ring mat, WWE, huh?
Yeah, and now you're really realizing, well, let's utilize the ring to kind of really get that shit going. Cause wow, that's a lot of money. And then
That's
having
a lot of money.
the power struggle between Triple H and The Rock might be
Hmm.
real and not just for TV. It might be
Hmm.
real, and that's a big thing. I wonder what's really going on. I mean, we can only
I do too.
speculate. We can only speculate, right?
Yeah. You know, they were saying one rumor thing I was reading is they're trying to negotiate who is it? Roman Reigns' contract because
Making $15 million a
his
year.
base pay, from what I remember reading, I believe was 5 million.
15.
But no,
15. Oh,
base. I'm getting to that point. But with all the things that he's a part of, WWE 2K Gaming, a lot of the other stuff that his base is a part of, the merch sales and everything else, he is making 15 million a year. And TKO's like, we're in debt.
not
How do
only
we
that,
give that to you?
not only that, but we're in debt, and you only show up once every month, 2 months.
Hmm. Almost a handful of times a quarter.
Is he
What
doing
a
is he doing the John Cena retirement without retiring and working once every blue moon?
It's more like he's pulling the Brock Lesnar
Yeah,
deal. Yeah,
yeah. That's
it's
now you're trying to
crazy.
now you're trying to really think. No wonder they're putting so much stock into this NXT homegrown because they're not paying these kids much. I mean, it's a lot of money to wrestle. Don't get me wrong; it's better than probably what
Hmm.
they'd make in the Indies for sure,
For
unless
sure.
unless you're a grinder or a hustler. But 5 million base, 10 plus on just all the stuff for WWE. Like, yeah, I need a
It's
little more.
crazy,
I need a
man.
little more back. I need something back. So
Yes.
I need ROI, return on my investment, a little bit.
How do you expect to have some kind of retirement if you can't even pay your people? What's up?
Yeah, that's a lot of money, but that's just a speculation. Yes, there's reports that, but a lot of corporations are in debt, right? A lot of
Hmm.
people are in debt, but it's the way you finance your money and what you put it into. You never make technically in a business you only make so much money because the rest is going back into your business. And
Hmm.
WWE does put a big spectacle on every show they give you. Maybe that's why they lightened up on those house shows. Is they don't get so many live events so much unless they're overseas and it's a sellout every fucking show, right? Like that's
Hmm.
that's that's a give and take. If you're overseas, you're gonna do a bunch of live events because every arena you're at is gonna sell out because you're never
Yep.
there. So that might be some indication to some let goes, but at the same time, we talked about it this past Tuesday. Sometimes you gotta trim the fat for people who just aren't producing, and that's just that's the sad fact.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, what
well, I don't know, man. Like other than that, I'm seeing a lot of wrestling, so it doesn't really make a fucking difference.
when you're saying trim the fat, you also think about how WWE took away from the house shows. I don't know if that's been pushed out there enough out loud that there were house shows that were going on, and now they're starting to pull away from doing a lot of those. And I wonder if that has to do with the fact that you know that's extra money that could be made, but that's also extra money that it takes to make money,
Yeah,
and
you
they don't
gotta
want
rent
to
those
invest in it
buildings.
anymore.
Yeah, you gotta rent those buildings. That's not cheap, and
I mean,
you gotta rent them
yeah,
ahead of
all
time.
the things that are a part of that just to make an extra. I don't know. Let's say if it's a $10,000 person show out, and just monkeying off $100 a ticket. Okay, cool, 100 grand. But out of that 100 grand, what do you get out of paying all the people to set up the ring, all the people that are going to work that show, whatever production staff and people you need there to set all the stuff up, the Tron, and then renting the place and all the logistics that go into it. I mean, we can go on and on with every little tiny little detail, but are you really making enough? And I think that's why they're cutting them off, which is kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, and then you gotta think we're not even thinking of the office, and if you don't have to write or put on shows for live events, then that's less writing, that's less for the agents and the producers in the back to have to worry about that part and focus on just the main shows. So,
Hmm.
I mean, again, like I said, it's weird to say that that's a possibility when they just been hiring all these new stars and acquiring AAA. So,
Hmm.
so again, speculation. It's speculation. Sure, things go out on the internet, and some things might be true because it's a publicly traded company, TKO. So you can see these things, but again, every corporation has debt. That's how America works. You work off of
Yep.
debt.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it looks like
What
we're
what else?
twinning.
What else is what else?
Look
What
like
other
we're
hot
twinning.
topics? What other hot topics are going out there?
Mariah May is
I
in
know we touched a little bit on the Tuesday show there at the end because Cody really wanted to break the news on that. The Mariah May is now in NXT. Let's go.
Mariah May. Trick Williams is still your Trick and A TNA champion.
Tricking A.
That's what he calls it, the Trick and
Yeah.
A. So that's something different. I mean, it is NXT is heating up because they're really getting involved. One, you got TNA partnership already, and now you're about to have this Worlds Collide pay-per-view on Saturday, which involves NXT superstars, some WWE superstars, and AAA superstars. So, and there's a lot of stuff going on, which is pretty
Hmm.
awesome. It's wrestling, and then not to mention, you just got 4 hours of Fighter Fest AEW yesterday.
Man,
Non-stop fucking
I'm
wrestling.
tired. I'm tired. Trying to keep up and watch all that, man. I am tired.
I was watching live, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's about to turn off. We're in our third hour. Stay tuned for our
Hmm.
fourth hour. And I'm like, they just gave us a fucking pay-per-view for free on TV.
They did, and that's what they wanted to push. And some of it, you want to attest to that it's summertime, so you got a bunch of kids that are there at home. It's like, hey man, let's keep them occupied with some wrestling, not just 2 hours. Let's go 4 hours. They're gonna stay up late anyway,
Yeah.
probably on their phones at the same time. Regardless, you know, they gave us some good wrestling. They really did give us some good wrestling matches, which is pretty cool because it was a pay per view kind of show. It was both Dynamite and Collision back to back, and that's where you can make those one-offs or future feuds kind
This
of
is
matches
this is one
instead
week.
of putting that stuff that we keep watching on the pay-per-views that we say once the pay-per-view is over, this could have been a dynamite match, this could have been a collision match. Well, we got those matches.
You did, and this is week one of that because next week they're doing the slam dunk something or something like that along those lines. Another 4 hour show because they have to
Do
because
you
of the.
even watch the product?
I do. I don't have
Do
bad
you even
memory.
watch the product to know the name of what's going on?
Do you even know it without looking it up? You sack of shit.
Yes, it's God damn
Exactly.
it, I don't have it memorized. I'm sorry. There's a fly that's flying around me right now. It's bothering the shit out of me.
Yeah, sure.
uh
Look it up, you
Damn it,
turd.
it's not slam dunk. It has to do. It's not.
It's a basketball
They're
related
they're
or summer something.
summer blockbuster.
Summer
I
block.
haven't
See,
looked it up yet. But I'm gonna look at it now to make sure I'm right. But summer blockbuster. You slam dunk was the other one because it was the playoffs. Now they're in the finals, and that's why they're doing these shows together. You have Collision, Dynamite and Collision on Wednesday, 4 hour block because they're using the Saturdays on TNT and TBS to show the basketball finals. Because who's in the finals?
The Thunder
Sports
and
guy,
the Pacers. The
come
Thunder and the
again? The
Pacers.
Thunder and the Pacers.
Yeah.
I guess that's hey man, kudos to the foosball, the
Wrong,
foosball
wrong,
games.
wrong foosball. Wrong
Um,
foosball. But yes, summer block party or something like that. Yeah,
no,
blockbuster.
no, no, that's some shit. We're gonna get it right because you have to pay homage to the people that are putting stuff. Summer blockbuster, AEW Dynamite Summer Blockbuster, and that's another 4 hours.
Which is awesome. And because I'm not gonna lie to you, although it was a long 4 hour show, there was a lot of good matches building up for All in
Mm-hmm.
July. Like you saw Tony Storm have interaction with Sasha Banks. You had Mox
Mercedes
get in the
Monet.
face. Yeah, you had yeah whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
Dean Ambrose fighting the Swiss Cyborg too.
so Cyborg, no, they're in the same team.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
You had Dean
you know that
Ambrose.
part. You know that part.
You had Dean Ambrose face to face with Hangman. I did not like Will Ospreay fighting Leo Rush. That was a weak match. I think he should have given them more better competition, but I get
That's
it.
where I fell asleep. I wanted to pay attention to it more, but I had to go to bed. But I did see some of it, and I thought, hey man, this is going to be a good match, because you've got two that can go, two quick guys, because Leo Rush can go. He's a little, little ping pong ball, especially around, uh, running around the ring and stuff. But how was that match?
Yeah, it was almost one sided because Will Ospreay's such a bigger guy. Although he can do
Hmm.
the flips and he's quick, Leo Rush is. I mean, he's essentially a cruiserweight fighting a middleweight heavyweight. So you're gonna get what you get on that. But did you see the four-way dance for Kenny Omega's international title? That was a fucking good match. Brody King,
Hmm.
Omega,
Hmm.
fuck, who was it else? I kind of lost it right now.
Swiss Cyborg, Claudio Castagnoli,
Claudio, and who else? There was one more.
Mascara Dorada.
Mascara. Yeah. So Mexico, Switzerland, Canada, and USA. Nice international championship match. It was good. It was a four-way, badass. Everyone got their shit in. And then you got another four-way with the Don Callis family versus Paragon. So, and Daniel Garcia was also in that match. So there was a lot of good matches, man. Like back to back to back
Yep.
to back to
Josh
back.
Alexander, Lance Archer, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero versus Daniel Garcia, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and the Paragon did come out on top via pinfall.
Yeah. Did you see that match?
I did not, but thank you as always to our unsponsors, unsolicited sponsor that hopefully we get them on the show, the SmackDownHotel.com. Oh my
That.
God.
Oh my god.
They always give the dates when they have it. They keep their stuff updated. And if, you're a big wrestling Patreon as we are, definitely go on their site and show them some love, man.
Hey,
Because
I'm
if
gonna.
not, us dummies who can't remember half the shit we're talking about will always have somewhere to go and look it up because they'll give us the deets when we need the deets to spread the deets to share the deets.
Hey, this is gonna be a
You
little
know that
unorthodox. Wait. This is gonna be a little unorthodox. I'm gonna need you to go off camera. Are you gonna do your thing? I have to get off camera right quick.
cool. Hey, so this is the first for me that you get to see me and me only. We're gonna make this a special. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if you wanna take that role and keep following me here, but you know what? I will ramble and rant and ramble because you know what? I'm a big fan of just watching and loving wrestling, and just the fact that we get to do this week after week, whether we have 100 people watching, we have one person watching, or you just share this with your friends. We don't care. Thank you as always for you know just showing up, showing out, and being there with us, man. Because we just love to shoot the shit about this, man. We love watching it. We want more people to interact. We want interact with us. I don't care where you watch us, where you find us on the socials and say what's up. We're just couple of guys from the 210 that just like to hang out and talk trash to each other. Just everyone's got their favorites. Everyone has you know the person they're rooting for, and that's okay. It's just like your favorite sports team. It's whatever. But this is wrestling. This is what we do, brother. There was a lot of good things that happened on the card last night. Uh, there on AEW. Did catch a little bit of the trios match. I don't think I was fully paying attention to this one, but I did see some good spots when it was Commander, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight versus Rush, or at least to go on the Beast Mortals. You can't go wrong. Luchador style wrestling never dies, never dies, and it's always a fun sight to see, especially when Commander does his off the rope tricks. I mean, I wish I could do that. Believe me, I wish I was agile enough to get on those ropes like he does and just spring off with no care but to throw my body out there, dude. Because I will do that in a heartbeat. I'll end up with broken bones, but it's just the way we do. Gotta love the wrestling. Another match that was just to put it on the thing, and I'm glad they did it here. I mean, this could have been an opener for a pay per view. Max Caster and his best wrestler alive open challenge, where he's toting around his little certificate that he's the best wrestler alive, trying to get the ref to sign off that he is. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do my 5 minute challenge. Throw the 5 minutes on the screen, and he did. And he had 5 minutes. And who came out this time around? You hear the ops music, and it's Powerhouse Hobbs comes through the audience. Max Caster had no clue. Once he was in the ring, they started the timer. Powerhouse went to work on Caster. Caster had a little bit of defense, but Powerhouse was in control the whole damn time, and it was so cool just to see him throw him around like a rag doll. Even when Caster's a big dude, I got to see him up close a couple years ago, or a year ago, a couple years ago when we were front row watching in Austin, which was cool, very cool. And when they were the acclaimed at the time, and having Caster, I believe, signed Randy's hat. I got the scissor with him because I had a sign that somebody scissor me. Anthony Bowen signed my sign. But being that he's a big dude and Powerhouse Hobbs is just a meteor dude, he just went to town on him. I believe he beat him in like 49 seconds. That big old Uranagi power slam that he did to Hobbs, I mean, that he did to that Hobbs did to Caster was just it was a loud thud. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. And he got the 1, 2, 3, and I believe now Caster is 0-12 in his open challenge thing that he has going on.
Oh,
And
you talk about the best wrestler alive? The best wrestler
yes,
alive
the
losing
best
again?
wrestler alive with the best streak going on right now is 0-12. And yeah, it was that one was that was a little filler, like I said in the beginning of my little rant here. But it was so awesome to see. I mean, like I said, that could have been something that opened a pay per view, but it was something they put as a filler in TV, and it was just awesome. It was cool because Powerhouse did his thing and really just took care of it. I did go over the trios match of Commander, Speedball, and Kevin Knight versus Roosh, Go, and Beast Mortos, and my love for luchador wrestling, lucha wrestling. I mean, it's so awesome to see these guys go out because they put on a show no matter what. They put on a
Yes.
show no matter what, and yeah,
If
I
Commander's
get
on the
you.
show, you're gonna see something crazy, and then you
That's
add more
exactly
more luchadors, and you're gonna see even more crazy. Oh, how many times did you take a drink? Because I saw a lot of fucking arm drags. That's for damn sure.
not yet. I'm saving that for this Saturday when we get there. I'm saving that for this Saturday because I know I needed to make it to work tomorrow or today, so that's why I did not do it last night, or else I would have. I
I,
would
s-
have.
in that one match, I swear to God, I saw fucking 10, maybe more. More, I'm gonna lean more towards the more part, but I saw 10 at least. I counted them. I was like, man, if I was playing this game right now, I am drinking, but I'm not taking shots or whatever because damn, I'd be drunk.
Like I said, I encourage everyone on Saturday when you're watching WWE's World Collide, because I know there's a lot of WWE markets out there. 2 o'clock Central Time. I believe it's noon or 1 East Coast, West Coast time. I think it's noon West Coast time.
Yeah, so it's one
Anytime you
here,
see our drag,
one here in Cent, or yeah,
it's 2 here
two
Central,
here Central.
noon on the West Coast, 3 East Coast.
Yeah,
Every time you see that arm drag, take a drink. Take a
take a
drink.
shot. Take a shot.
And if you if you got the cojones, take a shot.
Take a shot. Even if you put half shots, you'll be drunk. You'll be
Yeah,
drunk.
easy, man, easy, real easy,
You know,
without a doubt.
I like how they're pushing this partnership with CMLL and AEW. It's more so now that they can't have that relationship with any AAA stars.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be pretty interesting, like moving forward, how that dynamic's gonna start working. And because I already know that obviously WWE has TNA and now they acquired AAA. But AEW's had a great partnership with New Japan, and now obviously they're kind of leaning in towards that CMLL partnership. So I mean, these Forbidden Doors are obviously unique, and WWE's doing their best to copy it, and now it's called Worlds Collide WWE PLE. So I'm just curious to see how that works out and how much hand does WWE have in the cookie pot, right? How much can they do? What are they gonna do? Because AAA is still its own business, even though they own it. I don't know if they're letting them do their own thing or they're really kind of diving in and kind of taking over the reins. What do you think?
I think I was still talking about AEW, so I'm going to go back to one of the
Shut the
matches that I
fuck
didn't get to
up.
see. Was the Ring of Honor? Well, I saw the vignette for the ROH World Television Championship four-way match. You see Nick Wayne. He's getting an interview. He's got Christian Cage there, and he's got Mama Wayne. But he said, Nick Wayne's like, "Who else you got for me?" It was the last time. It was just so easy, real braggy about his championship. And then that's when Christian drops a bomb and says, "I got a four-way for you," and his jaw just dropped. And they didn't say who it was until they showed who came out, which ended up being Sammy Guevara, AR Fox, and Lee Johnson. They were all in that four-way match against Nick Wayne for his Ring of Honor World Television Championship. I'm pretty sure this is a banger match because you've got four guys that can go, that can flip around the ring and do some damage too.
Oh,
Did you
you
get a
didn't see
chance to
this
see this
match?
one?
Yeah,
No.
I saw it all. It was a good match actually. Ricochet was on commentary talking on his shit per
Mm.
usual. I think he's create. It seems like he's creating a feud with Sammy right now because he was really talking more shit to Sammy, and he was kind of butting up with that kid with Vanilla kid, that little
Okay.
tight team. Yeah, they were doing that
Hmm.
shit, and then Nick Wayne had Christian and his mom out there.
Hmm.
Kind of just I ain't a part of
I
this.
love the last part of that interview before they went out to have this match or whatever, where Christian is telling Mama Wayne, "Let's go lay down somewhere." You know what? Better yet, let's go by the ring and watch this ringside, implying that he's banging in Mama. Hmm.
Christian Cage with a sack of shit.
Yeah, that the new acquired woman wrestler, Tekla, right? Tekla.
Tekla.
What do they call her? Spider or
Spider,
something?
the arachnia, the something spider, something like that. I don't know. She sucked. I don't like her.
Yeah, she's supposed to be like a toxic spider or something like that.
Tox, yeah,
Yeah,
something like that. It
she's
they build her up. These vignettes were really cool with the spider walking across the screen for the past couple of weeks on Collision and Dynamite, but she is she doesn't have like I guess she was a big star obviously in Stardom and stuff like that, but
hmm
as far as here, like she fought Lady Frost, and Lady Frost has been a women's champion in Ring of Honor, and she's been in Mexico and all that stuff. But Lady Frost, like you could see if you go back and watch this match, you could see she held back to give that girl some chance because Lady Frost is a big girl.
I saw a little bit online. Uh, I guess it was like clips of the match, and Lady Frost is good.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they don't push her more, but there's not enough TV time for this, so they used her to put, Thekla over because she's the new it girl or whatever.
she's
But man,
replacing
let's
Mariah May. Like she's taking the spot of Mariah May, another
let
blonde.
Lady Frost take that spot, man. She can go. Lady Frost is pretty good.
Yeah,
A lot of
she
people were
is.
probably like, I don't know who she is. I mean, you don't have to watch a lot of it to tell that she's a decent wrestler, that she's can hold her own in the ring and stuff. And
Watch her pull back. Like she pulled back so much of her wrestling ability, and you can see like she'd stop herself so that girl can get her shit like situated or acclimated again. I'm like, dude, just fucking go in on her. Just go into her business for yourself. This is the one time I pull for someone to go into business for themselves in this situation because
born in Vienna, Austria. Ah, she's Austrian, like the Terminator.
the Terminator.
Yep. I mean, that's cool, but and she's a bottle blonde. She's not a original blonde.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever gets her known, I guess, going into business for yourself, like you said.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lady Frost should have whooped her ass and just kind of gave her a show for people because she had some good offense and she'd stop herself and let that girl get offense. I was like, ugh, this is
Yep.
WWE is known for doing that shit. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
AEW, like just let if she can't hang, just let Lady Frost go in on her. She is a good wrestler, like you said, and go watch some Ring of Honor. She's really been a staple there. So we'll see.
Well, let's change gears. Let's shift it into WWE gear and let's throw some of that stuff going on there. You want to talk about some of the matches on Collide or just Money in the Bank? I know
Um,
we've already touched on this kind of a little before, but I mean, we're a few days away from the actual pay per view, so
let's go Money in the Bank first.
I'm ready for my hangover.
Yeah, let's go to do Money in the Bank first, and then we'll talk about the even though that Worlds Collides first, but as far as
As of right now, there are one, two, three, four matches. I believe we may get a fifth one from SmackDown tomorrow, but we will not know until tomorrow.
I don't know because I think during the Royal Rumble there was only four because they're trying to focus on the gimmick match, and this gimmick match is the Money in the Bank match. So maybe they want
Wouldn't
to give
hurt
them a
to
lot of
have a
time.
fifth match. It wouldn't hurt to have a fifth match, honestly. Yeah, if you're gonna try to compete with AEW, you got to give the money where you know. Put some other stars on there also on the card.
Yeah, doesn't hurt.
Because you don't have them. You're most of your Hispanic dudes are on Worlds Collide.
Yeah,
You can have some more matches on Money in the Bank. Come on, this should not be over in 2 hours.
because they're running it back to back. I wonder if that's why it's so short.
I don't think it's gonna last back to back. I think there'll be a break in between.
There is a break in between, like, but the arenas are so they're not super far apart, but it's LA traffic. They said, so they want to give you enough. They want to give
Mm.
you enough time to get there, park, do all your shit.
If you're trying to be cool enough to go to both, I wouldn't do
Yes,
that. That's stupid.
that's you, because you're a poor.
No, that's dumb. If you know it's difficult to get from one side of town to the other, knowing how traffic and things are, just watch one on TV and be at the other one.
But they want your money. They're in debt. They want you to have time to go over there.
Man,
Then
well,
we'll go right back to the debt part. They need the money, so they want
yeah,
you to go over
I'm
there.
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. I gave enough through the years where plenty of these people made plenty of money off of me. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Didn't you buy a shirt? Has your shirt coming yet?
One of my shirts came in. I'm waiting for my other shirt to come in.
Nice.
I bought the CM Punk with Paul Heyman, the 434 shirt. So it's a picture right in the middle, and Punk's doing the clobbering time. Like, what time is it? And there's a Paul Heyman showing him his watch so he can do the clobbering time.
Oh,
And Heyman's
nice.
holding on to his belt. I think it was the last time he had the belt, or right around the last part of his reign of 434 days consecutively holding the championship belt. And the other shirt is my Jey Uso shirt. Four
Now,
letters, one word. Uh, yeet. Yeah.
I
But
want.
yeah, that's behind because of it was a special attraction shirt or whatever.
Gotcha, gotcha. I would say my only gripe with this pay-per-view, because I won't go on a long tangent. It's really just about fucking Chad
You
Gable.
say that.
It's about Chad Gable.
I'll eat
I,
my dinner while you're talking.
yeah, eat your dinner. It's about Chad Gable. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve this, but he was in two qualifying matches as one is Chad Gable, one is the Grande Americano, and then he's also on the Worlds Collide pay-per-view, which is, I mean, that's a triple shot. I mean, that's badass. It's good for him. Like, he's earned that shit. But like, that's taking spots from a good amount of people that you just brought, not only are new to your roster or reintroduced to your roster like Malachi or Rusev, but goddamn, if he's going the Grand Americano route, let him do fucking Worlds Collide. That's awesome. Smart play. But if you know that he's doing that, why would you put him also in the Money in the Bank match, right? As Grande Americano, right? I could see how that maybe that would work if they were in different days, and okay, maybe the outlandish thought is the Grande Americano wins that Money in the Bank and then he cashes it in on the AAA title. That would be funny, or to build up the AAA brand because I just bought it. But because the Worlds Collides first and then the Money in the Banks after, I don't see why he was even introduced into that match and why someone else didn't get an opportunity. AJ was in that match. Why didn't he win that? Why didn't he win that and at least be part of that match? Shit like that. That's my gripe right now with just weekend coming up, a pay per view. Again, I'll reiterate: Chad Gable does deserve those opportunities because he put his time in. But if you know you're going that AAA route, let other people have the opportunity to at least be in that match and get spotlighted. Something. What you eating? Pizza?
Pizza.
Nice.
Tony's. So where would you rather see Chad Gable at? Worlds Collide or Money in the Bank?
Because his character of the Grande Americano is so over in reality. AAA. Worlds Collide. I would like to see
So
him.
why is he on Money in the Bank?
That's why I'm so confused. Is he there because he's earned a spot in W and they want to give him recognition on WWE TV, which is awesome too. But to get two opportunities, one is Chad Gable. He's not Mick Foley, man. He's not do in the Royal Rumble. Do love Mankind and Cactus Jack. That's not what
You
it
haven't
is.
been watching the product, have you?
I have been watching SmackDown.
The reason why Grande is in this is because of Penta.
Mm.
They have beef. They have their beef that's going on, and Grande keeps messing up Penta in a lot of matches that wasn't this qualifier match. He keeps going in there with his metal plate and headbutting people and messing things up, and Penta's after his ass. So that's what's gonna happen. You got Grande in there because of Penta.
Even then, though, like I said, I get the
I
storyline in
don't.
that sense, but it's
That
still
that's why he's on the ladder match for Raw. I agree and don't understand why you're putting Chad Gable over on the Worlds Collide one when you could have had anybody else over there. But what running into storylines of what he was doing, he did want to go and kill the luchador style, right? That was his vignette before he became Grande. So you're putting him in there twice. It's almost an R-Truth kind of thing. It's like R-Truth without being R-Truth, and it's stupid.
agreed, agreed. But
So yeah, I don't agree with what they're doing with this match.
let's give our predictions since it is this Saturday.
Prediction time. Let's go.
Oh, wait up, wait up, wait up. I think I got something for this.
The cream of the
No, no, that's not it. Nope, can't find it. Couldn't find it.
I'll
right.
go with bing, bing, bing. Fucking
Yeah.
hit the bell. Ring the bell. There you go. So, do you want to start with the non-ladder matches or just
Start with non-ladder
how
matches. Start with non-ladder matches.
Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch, WWE Intercontinental Championship, last chance match, Women's Intercontinental Championship.
They
If Becky loses, she doesn't get another shot at the title until Valkyria is champion or not champion.
loses it. Yeah. Dude, running this back the third time and Becky losing twice already. Then I'm tired. I'm already over this feud.
Same.
Over this feud. They
Unless
could have given it
unless
to
Becky
someone
pulls
else.
unless Becky pulls some heel shit, some real heel shit, Lyra.
Yeah, they're really pushing her to the moon. So probably Lyra, but it would be cool. Just saying, if maybe Paul Heyman came out with her, then
Or Paul
then
Heyman comes out later in the match, helps the distraction, and Becky wins the championship.
yes, then that gives you some speculation or builds some kind of storyline. I'm
Hmm
okay if that happens. Okay, I
Becky
get it.
Lynch being the first Paul Heyman girl,
Yes, exactly.
I'll
So
take it.
then I'd
I'll
be a little
take it.
more. I'd be more interested in this segment, this storyline, a little more.
Hmm
But as of right now, I'm over it. I really am. So
I'll take it. Next match, the tag team match: John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes.
Logan Paul and John Cena butt heads somewhere in this match, and someone walks out on somebody. Who they're trying to make the bigger heel obviously should be Cena. He should be the one walking out. But I think they're gonna butt heads, and Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes are gonna pull it off.
I could see Logan Paul walking out on John Cena, and then both Jay and Cody getting their revenge on John, and then that starts a feud for Cody to go back after John for fucking SummerSlam.
Yeah. Or that could be a little one-off with Logan Paul versus John Cena just because of Logan Paul's name or
Mm-hmm.
his or the weight he carries with his followers and how many people actually watch him. So that could be
Yeah.
something, but I feel like one of them's gonna walk out on somebody, one of them's gonna walk out on each other and figure out. I mean, we'll see how that plays out.
If the heels get a clean win off of the faces, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, yes, exactly. If it's a clean boom, one and done. Then they just fucking buried your champion and your fucking biggest babyface you got
Mm-hmm.
in one fell swoop. And that's don't get me wrong, WWE has done it before.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different era. So we're saying that this is a different era.
Yep.
So I would like to see that not happen, but you never know. Sometimes people revert back to the well when you're kind of stuck in a situation. And again, we don't know what's going on in the back with TKO, The Rock, Triple H, how that's playing out. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. Next, we have the 6-woman Money in the Bank ladder match going for the women's briefcase. Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Stephanie Vaquer.
I would like Naomi. She's 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 a good heel right now. She hasn't been a heel in a long, long, long time. She's very beloved, and they did this heel turn, and it really didn't pay off at WrestleMania. It just didn't, right? Her against Jade, it just didn't pan out. I thought she was gonna go after Bianca. That didn't happen. So I think her holding the briefcase being a true heel currently, and your women's champions are faces would make sense right now. So I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
What route do you see that going?
Honestly, either Stephanie Vaquer or Roxanne Perez would be great holding that briefcase. If they're
Yes.
really gonna, if they're really trying to push off new faces on everyone, because if you've noticed, we've been talking about it. You've been very animate about it. It's like, hey man, if you're trying to create new stars with less money, then you give it to your new people who are gonna rise to the occasion, want to show out because it's their first championship or their first briefcase hold or whatever the case, and they get to still keep them at the low paying amount of money because the two and or three in that match that are beefing money right now are who? Rhea, Alexa, and Naomi.
Yeah.
So you know,
My fear is if one of those, and I believe me, I would like my preferred choice would be Roxanne Perez. But my fear is whether her, Stephanie, or who's the other one? Because it's six, right?
hmm
Who's the other one?
Julia.
Julia. If one of them gets it, they're gonna end up like Tiffany Stratton, and it's gonna go nowhere because they're again, although they're known and people love them, it's or hate them, whatever reaction they're trying to get, they haven't had enough TV time on the main roster, right? And if you know wrestling, WWE is very fickle. A lot of people who watch WWE only watch Raw and SmackDown. They don't watch NXT. They don't watch AEW. They don't watch TNA. They don't watch any of that shit. And
They
those
haven't organically grown yet.
yes, so they haven't been established on the main roster. They're very established in wrestling, but in the main roster they're not established. So my fear is one of them gets the briefcase and they get buried because it's just there's no story behind them or there's no plan. They're like, oh, let's get the crowd what they want, and then
hmm
oh, cool, they got it. What do we fucking do? I don't know. I don't want that to happen. But I like I said, my
Similar to Jay Uso's run, even though he's a veteran.
yeah, unfortunately yes, because he's never been a main event guy. He's been a tag team specialist, and he organically got over with the crowd. And then when you got him as a champion, people are like,
You
man, he
forgot
just
about his
can't.
IC run though.
Yeah, yeah. How short was that? That's how I forgot about it.
It was short enough to give him a shot at the world championship.
True, true. But again, it's just
My
fucking
money
fans
is
are
if you're
fickle.
gonna push over to make your money to recoup your losses, Roxanne or Stephanie. I like to see Stephanie hold it. Stephanie versus Io Sky to me makes sense for her to cash it in on. And knowing that she's a proud person, she's not gonna pull a heel thing where she's gonna do a run in thing. She's gonna properly do it like Cena did it that one time. You
I'm gonna
know?
challenge you on this date. Be ready, kind of
hmm
shit, right? So
Exactly. Roxanne, I could see you want to heal. Roxanne could do it, and then it would cut her versus Io. We could see that happen. And let's say she got it off for Io, it would bring up more stuff with the Judgment Day and more drama for them too.
her even versus Tiffany Stratton, just for the fuck of it, because they're a little more. They're in front of PC a little more.
Yeah, but
They
those
work
two
together
are
a
on
little more.
Raw right now. Those two are on Raw.
We
If
haven't
they
had the
pull the
draft
trigger
yet.
now,
We haven't had the draft. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's why I'm saying that because we haven't had the draft yet. If we end up having the draft after Money in the Bank and they're holding on to the briefcase, well then that's going to change everything.
Yeah.
Just going based off of what's going to happen if they try to do something Monday night with that case. This is what I'm going off of.
Yeah, like didn't that one year Io Sky when she won it last year, I think, or the year before, she cashed it in that same day, right?
Hmm.
That same day against when Bianca was fighting Rhea.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, she cashed it in. So could they do that and make a big splash? Absolutely, but you're also
Hmm.
and it wouldn't hurt because you're leading into the SummerSlam. That's the first time ever 2-day event. So
You need to have some kind of drama to draw out 2 days.
exactly. So all one
Because
can.
if we have like 5 match nights, no one's. I mean, people are going to go and watch, but it's not going. Is it really going to be worth the watch if you're only going to have a small limited amount of matches for both nights? Like, bring up a little more story with it, what's going on, but
I
we
think,
still got time.
but that's the difference with AEW and WWE. Like AEW, action packed, nonstop, nonstop, and they might show a little vignette to build up that match during the pay per view. But WWE uses a lot of time to fucking show video packages. A lot.
Hmm.
They show the video package of maybe a wrestler or what led to this feud. So
Hmm.
that I don't not see it not being a 5 match card, maybe a 6 match card each night. But even then, like you still need filler. You need someone to fucking like make a splash to make it worth it. It's two
Yep.
nights. So
Hmm. And last but not least, the six man Money in the Bank ladder match: Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Penta, Andrade, El Grande Americano.
let me get your opinion on this one. Who do you think's gonna well, who do you think's gonna pull it, and who would you prefer if it's not the same person?
I would prefer someone like Penta to grab it and have a chance at a championship. Being realistic, according to the rumor mill, LA Knight's supposed to be the sleeper. Makes sense. He could be the one out of the six of the bunch that they want to push and give him a title reign. Who he would go and fight? Maybe we have an instance where LA Knight goes tries to cash it in on Cena, and he loses because we have had a couple of losers with the belt with the briefcase. So if that's the case, that sucks. But it's cool for LA Knight that he was going to be a holder of that for a while. Cool. Storyline wise, it looks like the way they're pushing it, it's going to be Seth Rollins.
Agreed. Agreed.
So Seth Rollins will grab the briefcase and he will trollingly do what he does best, and he's going to take that situation off of Jey Uso, and here we go. We're going to have the Seth Rollins era again with the championship.
My hope is if there is a sleeper, it could be. I would like it to be Andrade. He's been there for a minute and hasn't been able to
Mm-hmm.
showcase a lot of stuff. I can see LA Knight winning it and going heel when he when he first came in, go heel and then go after Jey Uso. A little more easy. I won't say easier, but more realistic competition for him since this is seen as last year and maybe having a better opportunity to win it. I don't want Chad Gable to be the fucking goof and then go after the AAA championship. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But logically, we're in the same boat. I think it's gonna be Seth Rollins to build the
Mm-hmm.
storyline, right? Again, to lead up to SummerSlam.
If we're going to play long term storytelling with this, LA Knight wins it. Cena's out in December. He cashes in after, or he cashes that night and saves the championship.
That'd be cool. I would. Granted, I would have preferred this maybe a year ago when it was super super hot,
Mm-hmm.
but he's put in the work. People fucking love him. He'd have
That would cause a fuck of a ruckus, knowing that John Cena was trying to take the belt home with him, and he's gonna do it. This his last night is there in his hometown, and I'm taking this with me, and no one's gonna touch me. And then LA Knight cashes in on him, brings the ref, pops him 1, 2, 3, and he is the new Universal Champion.
John Cena has a match. He wins it. Thinks that he's gonna go home with his belt and ruin wrestling, and then LA Knight cashes it in. Right?
Exactly.
That would be cool.
Hmm.
That would be cool. But again, I mean, sometimes some things are so obvious. Unfortunately, sometimes you just never know.
They always try to pull a swerve on us. They always try to pull a swerve on us, or at least think that they're gonna pull a swerve, and we'll wait for it, and we're there like, is it gonna happen? And then nothing happens. And we're like, Well, that sucked, but
Well,
that gives us something to talk about, right?
yeah, you're like, well, that was a fucking waste. Here we go
Yeah,
again. Here we go
yeah.
again.
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
What the fuck is up, Denny's? Yes.
Yep. So so that's the card for Money in the Bank, and if there is another match added on, great. If there's not, well, it's a pretty good card. It's got the drama.
How about Worlds Collide? Since we're
Let's
it's the
collide. Well,
same
let's
day.
run that one. Run through that real quick. Not only is Chad Gable running two a night that day, so is Stephanie Vaquer. She
Oh,
is fighting with Lola Vice versus Dalis and Chick Tormenta.
I
So there's
think
your WWE versus your
AAA.
AAA.
I think WWE will win this one. Just establish dominance and as you know, NXT women's division, although Stephanie McCourt is now in the main roster, the fucking NXT women's division is pretty strong. So I would
Mm-hmm.
assume that they're going to try to show some dominance of the women's division in NXT and WWE.
Yeah.
So
Sucks there's only one women's match on there, but they did put a good match on there. Next one is Legado del Fantasma, which is Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto versus Psycho Clown, Pagano, and El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
my favorite fucking name, El
Yep,
Hijo
your
de Dr.
favorite.
Wagner Jr.
You're about to be new favorite AAA wrestler.
I think
Mm-hmm.
the AAA guys win this one because Illegal de Fantasma they're in the cusp of breaking up, and this is probably the fucking straw that broke the
The
camel's back.
straw.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this would be
Yep.
it right here, and because they all have some lineage in Mexico history, I'm pretty sure they're okay with doing the work, like
Oh
doing
yeah.
doing the job and losing and taking the pin.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. I mean, they have losses and they're not on any kind of streak right now. So yeah,
and
they
I
will.
actually think Umberto is the one who's going to take the loss because he's the one that's already teetering off with Andrade, or Andrade's like getting in his head that he'll take the loss,
Mm,
and Pablo Escobar and the other and Angelico or Angel
Pablo Santos.
Pablo Santos, he's gonna turn they're gonna turn on him, and they might start a feud with
Yeah, because
somebody.
you can tell Angel Angel. He's
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 like
Santos
he's like
bitch all the
whatever.
way.
He's like whatever, dude. I'm just here to fucking ride.
Pretty much. I'm just here because my cousin brought me. Yeah. Next match, the NXT North American Championship Fatal Four Way match. Laredo Kid, Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and Ethan Page, the champ, all
Well,
for that North American.
that's a good match, and just in case you don't know, Laredo Kid will be in San Antonio June 26th. Just a heads up. It will be at that wrestling store in Rolling Oaks Mall in San Antonio on the 26th.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I don't think he'll win. I think it will be maybe Ethan Page because he's the heel might retain, but Jerron Evans is really good as well. So we'll see.
I mean, Ethan Page just got the belt back,
Yeah,
and he's only been champ like what 2 weeks.
yeah,
So it'd be kind of dumb for him to lose it. But I like the fact that Ray Phoenix is in the match. They're showcasing him out there, which is cool. So he'll put on a banger with Laredo Kid and probably Javon Evans also. Ethan Page really doesn't belong with a lot of these guys that are on here because he's more ground and pound.
yeah. And
But
if you had a chance to watch Laredo Kid in AEW, like this dude can go. So
hmm
and it's pretty.
he's an older cat, but he can go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty bad that he's actually in the match and they're able to showcase what he can do also. So we'll see.
hmm Uh, and then we had the last match, the AAA Mega Championship. I mean, we did say something about this, and it ended up did happening because it was El Hijo del Vikingo versus Alberto del Rio, and Vikingo won the belt, got it off of him, and now it's Vikingo versus Chad Gable, which coincides with this whole thing where he wanted to kill the Luchadors. He wanted to kill the Lucha aesthetic. So,
If you've seen El Hijo del Vikingo wrestle, and he's wrestled in AEW more recently, like he can go. He's the smaller cat though. Like, and don't get me wrong,
hmm
Chad Gable's not a big dude, but I think he's bigger than him. And Chad Gable also can go. He's a fucking Olympic champion. So
hmm
I I would I wouldn't mind if Chad Gable won it and let him run that shit that way.
hmm
Give him a different storyline, and that means that clears up some TV time on WWE programming for someone else to get some fucking shine. So it'd be cool either or. It'd be a major championship for Chad Gable, but
Hmm.
again, Vikingo just beat Alberto Del Rio, so I don't know.
So then, let's say you get Chad Gable over, he wins the championship. Grande Americano wins the briefcase, and they have Grande go after Chad Gable for the mega championship. How do you make that happen?
Well,
How do you make that happen?
when the Gran Americano was in the match, Chad Gable came out and handed him something on SmackDown, so I don't
The
know,
plate.
the plate. So I don't know what's gonna happen or who is the Grande Americano, but we'll see. I wouldn't like
That
that.
would be your
I wouldn't like that to happen at all. But
there would be your swerve of the night. The Grande wins the briefcase, Chad wins the AAA Mega, and
they
then
flip flop. Hey, I'll trade you this championship. You trade me the fucking briefcase.
I didn't think about flip flop. I was just thinking that
They're buddies. They're
Grande.
buddies, right? They're buddies. Hey, I'll give you
Yeah.
this. You give me that because you're gonna rerun in AAA anyway, and I'll hold the briefcase for you. I
I
got
would
you.
see Grande trying to. I want to see Grande try to cash in on Chad Gable as champ. That would be hilarious. That's what I'm going at. I like where you're going with it though. Just I mean, it's just like when what was it when they would have the draft and the SmackDown and Raw champions were on each other's shows and they just swapped the belts. Lackluster. They didn't fight for them. They just swapped. Which I like it better when they used to fight for it just because it's brand supremacy. But that would be some shit to see Chad Gable and Grande just switch, just flip their shit,
Again, it could be a swerve. WWE is doing a lot of unique
and
shit
then
to get the
Chad going
viewers.
after Jey Uso.
There you go.
So maybe there was a reason why they're doing this. We just figured it out unknowingly, bullshitting, unknowingly figured out what was going on.
When you watch enough
Something that
wrestling, you
we
come up with some bullshit, right?
do, something that we both disliked wholeheartedly just became something that's gonna be fucking crazy if they end up doing it.
It'd be different. It'd be new. It'd be something that you've never seen before. I've never seen that before, so that'd be
No,
cool.
yeah,
And then maybe I wouldn't be so, I mean, for lack of a better word, butthurt about it, right?
yeah,
And like, well, hey, clever, very
yeah.
clever. Chad Gable does double duty, and he's fighting with a AAA championship and whatever, and
The
has a
briefcase.
briefcase. So we might have just stumbled
I'm
onto something random that might
dude.
have might work.
I'm in it. If they pull that off, dude, I'm in it. I'm in it to watch it. I will watch. I will put in the time. Let's go.
I mean, there's a lot of wrestling coming up. Make sure you play that drinking game because, well, you will be fucked up by the end of that fucking show. And then you got another fucking PLE to watch right after Money in the Bank. You'll be yelling at the TV, maybe fighting with a fucking lawn chair. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find
Yeah.
out. But send your pictures, send your videos. I would love
Yes.
to see it.
Beyond the ropes pod.
You
Drop them in all the socials. Let's go.
DM us your pictures. We'll fucking put them online because that'd be
Yeah.
hilarious. You know what?
Yeah.
If Cynthia's listening or listening back, make sure you fucking record Fernando getting all fucking belligerent. Hopefully he's wearing a luchador mask. I don't know if he has one, but
I don't have one anymore. I need one. I need to borrow one of yours.
yeah, I
You're
got a
gonna have to come
couple.
by. You have to come by and drop it off
Yeah.
if you want to see those shenanigans. Probably me running around in my underwear in the backyard.
Lucha fucking libre.
That's right. Trying to
Ah!
jump off my half tree I have back there in the back.
Parkour.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Parkour. Oh my god.
Lucha cabron, lucha.
Hey, but we appreciate you tuning in live another Thursday night. Bell the
Beyond
bell.
bell to bell. Bell
Bell
to
the
bell.
bell.
Let's go.
Make sure to hit, we'll say a flying headbutt on the subscribe and notification button. Hit that little bell. Get notified whenever we drop a new episode, Tuesdays and live Thursdays. Anything else to add, Fernando?
I'm ready for the weekend. Let's get it started already. Let's get this shit popping. Let's go.
Let's go. Well, stay tuned for more stories, more violence. Woo!